welcome back to Let's Play fucking Shadow Homunculus. I am so sick of this fucking capture card pulling this kind of crap on me. I frickin' played through Chapter 5 and a bit of Chapter 6. Showed a bit of like the end of Chapter 4, an alternative bit. Just doing like things differently for, you know, carrying on with the shitty ass crap. And, you know, I saved after Chapter 5, and since it didn't record, I have to go through this shit again. I said I fucking hate this capture card, and I'm sick of playing through this freaking game multiple times simply because the capture card keeps fucking crashing. It's bad enough that I saved over the freaking file and I have to play through it again, but now I've got to do the same thing again, only less amount of time.
Okay, I'm gonna speed up all this shit until interesting things happen because, one, it hides the annoyance in my voice a bit, and probably makes it comical a bit, I guess. I don't really care. I'm gonna show you an alternative way of getting through this. It'll lead to a scene where Homunculus will have different dialogue and explain how time works. He'll be like, oh, remember like that juggler guy? But that was you, because you can actually make it so that Ike doesn't find out about that. And the Homunculus explains it to him in a kind of confusing, long drawn-out way, and Ike is all like, wow! And I'm also going to freaking complete this chapter like freaking ridiculously fast. Because, actually, I want to try something out here. Actually, might as well check it in this time period. I want to be sure. I must know, but if that's the case, then, fuck it. Shit, balls, ass. I might have to abandon the other freaking save file if this is the case. I want to see if I can potentially, if the bakery is still open. If it's closed, then fine. If not, then fuck. If it's closed, then fuck it. I was just wondering if that was where you get the yellow chocolate from. But nope. Or maybe it is, and just gotta do it way early on in the game. But neither walkthrough that I followed. I'm like following two walkthroughs now, one for percentage, and the other just to generally get through the game with the endings. And none of them point out how to get it. Which is a bit of a pisser, because I remember it as well, and I can't remember how you get it. And it sucks. Here we go again, Alfred, you have a balding head. Blah blah blah, door opens. Blah blah blah, door opens, T. You have a costume. What? Wrong. You're doing it wrong. Go out the door. Here's what you gotta do. You could do the frying pan thing, but unfortunately, when I played through the... Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Even in the previous recording attempts, you can actually get this way early on. I can't remember what chapter, but you can get it off the juggler. Like early on in the game. I even showed it to that guy that was a fan of eggs, but his like ancestor in the 16th century, and he was also like, whoa, it's like, nope, gotta get back to work, and all that shit. But, whatever. Can't play the tab with it, by the way. You gotta use the pocket watch for that. Wait, I think I just went past it.
Yeah, there it is. Also, this is that photographer guy's place, and this is his sign, and we're gonna nick it. You know the stupid thing is? Got sign. Is that when you, like, if you come here before actually going into the house and talking to Alfred and all that, he will actually be outside there, like, that's about to fall off! Just like, all like, in this really silly kind of stupid voice, where he just seems like, so why did you do something about it? It's your freaking sign. He even deliberately throws out a hit. They're just like, whoa, you could totally jump up and knock that off. It's like, Jesus Christ, man, what the fuck? Just like, fix your damn sign or I will steal it. It's like, Ike, you didn't look like a thief, though. There's one way of getting around this whole shitty situation with having to get the frying pan in the overly complex way. Oh, another thing. With the egg, we could give it to the bar guy and he would give us a frying pan, but screw doing it that way. I like this way better because it gives you a bit more of an explanation from the Homunculus about how like time works and all that. It's kind of interesting. So, anyways, you see how short that chapter is when I actually, know what to do. And, don't mess around, don't even on-screen anything, really. Just like, oh, a conversation, dialogue, cutscene, speed. Who needs plot when you can just speed through it? Shame it's not the case with all the chapters. Some chapters you just can't speed through. Because there are long chapters, and then there are really short chapters. This is a chapter, by the way, that had the shortest time on my score, where it's like 45 seconds. The reason for that was because I got a frying pan before this chapter even began. But it wasn't the case this playthrough. But you had the idea, you can do that. Just gotta have the egg thing. You just talk to the juggler in the square on one of the early chapters, and you'll throw it eventually. So then you can trade it to the bar guy, and he will give you a frying pan, because he'll open it up and be like, to Ike, get something like a metal plate or something. You'll be like, oh, if that's what you want, well, here's a frying pan, man. You get it early on. You can also get a free lunch as well, where the dialogue would be different when he goes to eat lunch. But I didn't do that. I could have. I did multiple times. He died in that chapter so many times. Well, it was this chapter.
I guess I managed to escape thanks to this.
Anyway, I'll shut up because this scene's going to play out differently. Because Homunculus is going to explain things. Well, actually, while I can't think. Shit, it was something I was going to say.
This guy,
fuck.
He looks exactly like the street performer
I'll just have to
that
see
gave
it
me
play
the
out.
letter.
You see, that street performer is you, but of course from a different time.
What does this mean?
It means that you were stabbed to death because you didn't have the iron plate and decided to somehow find an iron plate before the appointed time of death.
By ordering me to get an iron plate before I got attacked?
That's right.
This is making my head spin. For one thing, I don't remember anything like that. And nothing about writing that egg letter.
I suppose that's true. Fate branches out into many paths, but a person can only choose one of them. And the tracks left on that path wear down grooves that become memories. But what you're doing right now is experiencing just the end results of different forks. If you shift around in your own timeline again and again, this kind of thing is bound to happen. Think about it. If you didn't travel back in time, you shouldn't have any memories other than those of receiving a letter from a mystery man, acquiring a metal sign because of that letter by pure chance, and having your life saved by the same store sign because of an amazing coincidence, and a chance occurrence of someone who looks exactly like the mystery man being in that photograph. That's all, isn't it? Of course, the odds are rather astounding.
I'm not sure whether I got it all or not.
Now there's no need to force yourself to understand. Things sometimes happen that even I don't understand.
Okay then, what happened to the me that wrote the letter in that egg?
I can't tell you, except to say, somewhere on the crossroads of an infinite number of possible outcomes. Well, let's try an analogy. It may seem trivial, but suppose you're in a cafe trying to decide between coffee and tea. The you that chooses coffee after a long deliberation and the you that chooses tea actually both exist, except that your fates diverge at that point, and there is no way either of you can ever know what happened to the other one. If we suppose that the you that chose coffee then can't decide whether to put cream in...
I think I'm okay. So you mean that the Ike who chose coffee caught a peek at the continuation of Ike who chose tea in a way?
Something like that. If you hadn't had a metal sign back there, well then, there would have been a you that found one, or something like it, at any cost. That's all there is to it. So...
Wow.
Wow, totally out there, isn't it? I don't give a fuck. I'm not sick. Well, I might as well, actually. No, I didn't do the chapter properly. It doesn't matter anyway, because I'm on chapter 6 currently. I'm just freaking on screen this shit, because I already did it, but the freaking capture card, after 50 odd minutes of recording, was like, oh, failed. Damn it.
It's past 8:30 already.
Don't care.
This freaking game is getting on my nerves. I'm gonna play for it multiple times. Well, you're gonna freaking talk to him about his freaking grandkids and all that shit. I've already done that. Both in the previous playthrough and this playthrough. Hey, what's that? Oh. Okay, great. But of course it's closed, of course. I have no idea how to get the chocolates. Also, wait. Oh yeah, this is different as well. See that? It's Ike. The statue of Ike. I chose statue this time around, and for some reason it's a statue of Ike. I don't know why, but there it is.
Did you got new dialogue?
I'm hungry. A broken heart doesn't kill your appetite. I went to that bar a lot when I was with someone.
Is that other guy and this woman lovers or something? Or are they supposed to be meeting up for a date?
I'm hungry.
I mean, seriously, this city... well, I wouldn't even call it a city. It's too freaking small. A village is bigger than this, man. I know limitations with games and all that, but just call it a bloody village or something.
Ridiculous. Or at least a small town center or something. You call it a town one point and then a city, make up your damn minds. I mean, cities are big places, man. This is 2001, where are the skyscrapers and all that shit? We usually see tall buildings around the turn of the century. I've barely even been to a city in my life, honestly. But there's a lot more in a city than this, you know. I mean, only one restaurant? It's ridiculous. The more restaurants in the frickin' village I live. Well, actually... well, there's not really much in the way of restaurant, actually. But there is more place to actually, you know, eat in said village than there is in this damn freaking so-called city. I mean, what the hell? No, 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 no. What we do is we do this in a different order, because I went straight to that, you know. But if you do in this order, things are a bit different with the dialogue. Playing for this shit again, again, and again. Also saw some interesting stuff that I might as well mention again. Remember the city hall woman? Well, her ancestor in the early 20th century still runs the butcher shop, and it's actually open, so you can actually visit and get some meat from there. Which I will, because the doggy wants some meat and all. Hello, doggy. Also, her, you know that you're friends with the antique woman, right? Well, she's actually in her shop, either in this chapter or the previous chapter, if you go there. Yeah, it was definitely the previous chapter. That's why they were at the restaurant, because they were, like, saying to each other, like, whatever, we're gonna go there soon or something here. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Yeah, I was doing that anyway, wasn't I? Yes. We go this time. Don't talk to Alfred yet. Not yet, anyway. I'm not wasting any damn time here. I'm getting straight to the point. But you can, you know, get the meat from this era instead. And I guess time travel doesn't affect it in any way, surprisingly. I mean, time travel doesn't seem to affect anyone, really, in this game. Well, other than Ike, of course. I mean, Dana was stuck in the past for like 4 years, and nothing bad came of that. But Ike spends like freaking like half an hour in a time period potentially fatal. An old rope can spend an eternity in the future and, well, be just fine, but that's an inanimate object, isn't it? The same seems to work for cats. Cats don't seem to be affected by time. What's up with that? Where's the butchers? Yeah. Can we go in the city hall at this time period? Oh well.
Well, there's some interesting things you can stumble upon by wandering around in these other times. Like the ancestor of the woman who was at the city hall.
Hello. Looking for some meat? If you want some scrap meat, help yourself.
She does also say something about not having a lot of customers lately and that she'll go out of business probably, which she technically does as a future. This is an antique shop instead, isn't it? But I've already talked to her in a different timeline, different chapter I mean, so it doesn't do that. Actually, I want to check something. I've never actually checked that actually. I'm going to check that right now. Is the cafe available in this era? I've never actually explored this side of town. I don't think, anyway. Is this it? That's the photo shop. We're on the wrong side of town. We can never go into the photo shop. Photoshop denied. Chocolate also denied because the bitch won't give me any chocolate or anything, so I don't know how you get the chocolate. Statue still there in this time. It's kind of neat, I guess. No fortunes today. Wait. Which side was it on? Further down. Is this it? It's not even a shop anymore. Well, this is the past. Something else was... Oh, yeah. In the past, like in one of the earlier chapters, we go back there, like back in this current time. At some point, the City Hall woman will actually be there. Forgot all about that. You know what? Fuck looking for the stupid things. Just get this shit started. So what we came here for, changing the decision for the Ancestor kind of answer. That's what we're going to do. And then I might just reset the console and continue on from chapter 6. If I can be bothered. But I probably will, because there's a kind of interesting scene that plays out when you choose Ancestor choice. It's a bit of a pain in the ass because it means I have to freaking continuously freaking record, because I can't just play for it the way I've been playing for it this whole time. But I could, but then you'd miss out on some interesting scenes. You've already missed out on some interesting scenes, really, because I had freaking off screens the past few chapters going through and making all these choices to get the percent up and all that shit. Anyways, would you like some meat of the future, Mr. Doggy? Eat the meat of the future and piss off. Blah blah blah, nobody's home. Well, I don't even need to make these extra choices because I've already done that. Like, you know, checking the door before picking up the key and shit like that. That makes no sense whatsoever. You can actually go in there now that we got the key, but there's really nothing really to see here other than ruins. Well, that's there, so that's good, I guess. He doesn't even comment on any of this. He's just like, well, I guess I'll come back earlier today. Well, that's probably a couple of days, like at least 10 days, like he says, before that day. What? Capture card! Oh, for fuck's sake, capture card. It looks like it's fucking crashed again. Oh, for fuck's sake, this capture card's the worst. The worst, I tell you. I'm gonna pause. I'll be right back. Okay, bit of delay there as usual, because I have to record on two different things. But let's continue. That's what I hate about using the capture card, because I gotta use Audacity separately for the freaking commentary. So I have to freaking record on two buttons. But if you ignore going in there first, so you go here, you'll get an extra scene.
Everyone says your pa's doing weird experiments. I heard that Hugo's father was conjuring up the devil.
That isn't true. He isn't doing anything like that.
And your sister dresses like a harlot. Isn't that because the devil provides for her?
You know that's not true.
Oh, I get it. That's why your mom's dead. I see now. Like a lamb for offering. A sacrifice.
You take that back. Don't you dare say stuff like that about my mother. Take it back. I said take it back.
Hey, Hugo's mad again.
Violence won't solve anything.
We're a bunch of
Take
assholes.
it back.
Look at this run, man. That freaking kid's an asshole in every... Actually, well, that's the odd thing. Like, when Miriam gets killed, it seems like it must be their parents or something in that generation, I don't know. Because they seemed normal, really. Except when his voice sounded like that, and then didn't. That made no sense whatsoever, but... You get the idea. But every generation that we see them as either kids or teenagers, they're both complete bastards. So now we got down here. We skip a scene. Right, we're gonna talk to him 3 more freaking times, like the walkthrough says, because I've already played through this shit and I don't want to waste time.
Oh, who are you?
I'm not sure if the scene
Hi.
is different or
Sorry
not,
if I
because when I
startled you.
originally played
Aren't
it,
you the one from...
the scene wasn't
I think you were looking
skippable.
for someone, weren't you?
So
Quite
I'll
a
just
while
let it
ago.
play out.
It's been some time. Did you find whoever it was?
No, not yet.
You're still looking? I'm impressed. Hasn't it been at least 2 years? Well, I tried finding her too, afterwards, but I didn't have any luck. I'm sorry. But a lot happened to us right after you came. Mother passed away, you know. Oh, yes. Hugo's still at school. He started this year, and he's gotten serious about learning. I think he's decided to follow in our father's footsteps. But I shouldn't just make you listen to me talking. I'm sorry. So, what brings you here today?
Oh, I just needed to talk to your father, but I'm all done now.
Oh, I see.
Is she my ancestress?
What? Do I have something on my face?
Oh, sorry. I was just... I mean, I didn't mean to... Heck, guess I'll be going now.
Huh? You're going already? Why don't you just stay a while? You can tell me about the future and things. Please.
So everyone thinks I'm from the future after all.
Well, Hugo's the only one who says so, and nobody else believes him. Except me, that is. It's more interesting that way, don't you think? So, tell me, what is it like in your time?
Okay then.
Good. Oh, I have some things to deliver, so I'll walk with you.
There's someone, a friend of mine, called Mr. Eckert. In my time, he's a director of an art museum.
Yes, and?
Well, I met Mr. Eckert's great-grandfather about 100 years in the past, and you won't believe how alike they look. The face and hair. Well, they're both pretty young, but the hair...
You mean a little thin, maybe like the Squires?
And I mean in the same way. You know, on the top.
I guess that sort of thing is in the blood.
Yeah, come to think of it, they both had a daughter. Oh.
What is it?
Well, Mr. Eckert said his daughter, she's gone.
You mean something happened to her?
Yeah, a crime of some sort. But like 20 years ago. And the funny thing is, it seems like he's still waiting for her to come back.
I see. I guess that happens. It's like Hugo not being able to forget Mother. Family ties are strong, aren't they?
Say, it's gotten dark already. Sorry if I've kept you.
Not at all. I enjoyed the conversation. Oh, here we are. Will you wait a second?
Dana?
Now the odd thing here is that we get control of Ike again instead of it automatically going into that cutscene. Well, going back into the cutscene, I should say. Those are just me, or is that part of her hair just kind of bugs me? It really does. I don't know. Does it bug any of yours? I don't know. That guy, no, where did he walk off the buildings? Hey man, got any new dialogue?
I say,
nope.
Something sure smells good around here.
I have a mustache. Well, sorry to keep you waiting.
What's the matter?
It's just that she looked like her.
That girl you've been looking for?
Yes, but I lost sight of her. Maybe it wasn't even her.
Well, I need to go home now. Is that all right?
Of course.
She sounds a
Sorry
bit
about
moody
that.
when she
It's
says
okay.
that. Is that
But
all right?
You really are from a different world altogether, aren't you?
What? Oh, for fuck's sake! Capture card. Okay, a second.
Your age is very interesting to me. I wish I could see it.
Damn it!
It's
That's
nothing
a freaking
exciting.
huge delay on audio.
Kind of boring, really.
But I still
Stupid
want to
task
see what it's
manager!
like. I don't know why, but I feel such a strong pull towards it. Won't you take me to your time?
I can't do that. It's
I'm
not
gonna
possible.
hate.
The future will change.
Absolutely freaking
After all,
hate editing
you're my...
this part.
Huh?
That's 3
what?
fucking parts in one. God damn capture card. And I had to close with Task Manager because I didn't bother to close Task Manager for fear that maybe this shit would happen again. Because if I try to close it manually, I have to freaking sign out of the laptop and all that, and the user and all that, just to freaking get it to close because it crashes that badly, and it fucking sucks. Just to record this one freaking stupid part. But anyways, I think it may be my ancestor of mine or some fucking bullshit. You didn't miss anything, by the way. It was just a scene we'd seen before, luckily.
Wait a second.
If it happens during this scene, though, I'll be pissed off, because this is the scene that this whole freaking recording's all about. Is, you know, going over the other choices I didn't freaking make a save point for. You're probably my ancestor, woman.
It's not as though I've looked up whether I'm descended from you or not. But you should forget about me and live a regular life here in this world.
Oh, I see. An ancestress, huh? That's how you see me. I thought... Well, never mind. It doesn't matter.
I didn't mean...
I'm sorry if I've been a bother. I was out of line.
Margarete.
I was born here, and someday I shall marry someone and have children, grow old and die. And it's all been decided already, hasn't it? And then my child will have a child, then that child too, and all the way at the end of that repetition is you. That's what you mean. And if I were to break away from my time right now, you would never be born.
Something like that, maybe. I can't be sure. I don't have any memory of my parents, so...
I understand. Don't worry about me. I'm all right. You'll come over again, won't you? To tell me all these wondrous things? That's allowed, isn't it?
I will. So, see you again soon.
You know, I'm not even gonna bother talking to the artist guy. But see how this plays out differently here? It doesn't trigger the other scene. You have to leave for that.
Yes?
Yes?
Oh, Hugo. Did you just get back?
No, I heard everything. I didn't mean to be a snoop, but it didn't seem like I could just walk in. It's okay. I won't tell anyone.
Oh, for heaven's sake. You could have just come in.
I was just trying to be tactful, after all, sis.
That's quite all right. Oh, Hugo?
What?
Are you still, mother's lock of hair?
What?
I know how much you miss Mother, but you can't carry that thing around forever.
Shut the fuck up! What do you mean, that thing? How could you say something like that? It's not as though I'm doing anything wrong.
I'm sorry, that didn't come out quite right, but...
You're the one who's being weird, changing the subject as soon as it gets a little thorny.
Hugo...
It's your fault. You ought to know that.
Hugo, Father can't be disturbed.
I know.
What's with his in your voice?
I should get going.
I know.
Yes, see you soon. I'm sorry it was so hectic around here.
With this freaking capture card being an absolute
always like
dickhead.
this. I just can't do a thing with him once he gets upset, so I just leave him alone when he's this way.
Hey, sis. Are you sure you just want to let him go like this?
Oh, stop that, Hugo! Well, here. Will you take it? Consider it a token of appreciation for all the stories you told me. I've had that ever since I was little. It's strange. When I touch it, I sometimes see a picture of this man in my head. He's not anyone I've met. He's much, much older, like my father's age. I have this sensation like he's patting me on the head, but it doesn't feel weird at all. Maybe I shouldn't have told you that. You must think I'm strange now.
No, of course not.
I've never told anyone about this. Well, anyway, take it.
Are you sure?
Yes, something to remember today by.
Good job, sis.
Hugo, stop eavesdropping!
Thank you, Margarete. See you.
Okay.
Good cool. You know, I think that scene played out a little differently from how it did last time we went through it and got the comb. Or maybe, I don't know. But I'm gonna stop recording there and see you next time. I'll start from chapter 6. I'll skip a lot of things, you know, that maybe I'll go with a percent thing and try to build it up by doing all the other posters you can get. It'd be a pain in the ass. But I ain't freaking doing any of this recording because capture card's being a dick and I just can't be bothered to do that right now. It's a pain in the ass, man. All this just to work our way back up to the... And the capture card was like, yeah, I heard what you just said, so I'm just gonna stop freaking working again. Thanks. See what I mean? It freaking sucks. This capture card is just pain in the ass. The lead, the USB for it, is freaking tiny. So I have to have my freaking laptop really close to the bottom of my bed, making it so awkward sitting position, even with the freaking headphones. It's just, overall, it sucks. It easily disconnects so freaking often. It pisses me off. And I haven't even recorded for, like, say, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness or Final Fantasy X in a while either, and I have to use this freaking same capture card for that. It just boggles my mind how I've been able to record, for the most part, pretty straightforward with the occasional scrap like this. But this is happening, like, quite a few times in this LP, I think. And it pisses me off. But anyways, I'll see you next time, viewers, for when I continue on with working our way back up, as I was going to say, before the freaking capture card interrupted me by, you know, freaking stop working and all that, is that, you know, the road to the other endings, essentially, if you can call it that. By making that choice, we can now get ending C, B, or A. Now, you may be wondering, you just said B twice, but that's because there's two variations. There's B1 and B2. I don't know why, but they're different endings. So, we'll work on getting to that and see some extra scenes and all that shit along the way, I guess. Anyways, I'll see you next time, viewers. See you next time.